was always going to be a difficult task with how many points we were behind, but we got really close to it. And then it's just really important that the lads stay focused and continue the path, because I felt with the squad we've got, which I get reminded of on a regular basis, is as strong as anyone's. And certainly getting into these type of games where it's a one-off game, I've got a lot of players that have played in big matches, and I thought the big players rose to the occasion and made the difference for us, and ultimately got us to our goal.
It was just that bit of extra quality in and around the box, wasn't it?
To be honest, I thought it was everything. The one thing we were criticised for in the last game was a slow start, which was rightly so, because we didn't start well, and Middlesbrough took the advantage. And I think in terms of their stats this season, if they take the advantage, I don't think there's been many occasions where they've lost the game, but there's only been one occasion when they've actually went a goal down where they've come back. So we know how important the first goal was. I think obviously my lineup showed that, in terms of we wanted to start on the front foot and go really offensive, and we managed to get that first goal. And then obviously when you back that up with a second, I was really confident from there on that we would go out and see the game out.
You've made quite an impact as a manager yet. I mean, is it everything seems to be going so well for you? Are you able to reflect on that and agree with that?
If I'm being honest, I don't really look back. You know, a lot of people have made a lot of the last year in terms of, I think people keep telling me I was at Boro for 700 fans at the start of the season. But yeah, to be honest, it's not a huge concern to me. You know, the one thing I've got is a set goals in terms of whether it's getting promotion with Hamilton or getting promotion with Norwich, and I'm really determined to try and achieve those goals. I don't really look back. You know, I don't get overawed by anyone or even any place. You know, I'm there to do a job, and I'll do the job as best I can, and I'm just really pleased for everybody connected with Norwich that we managed to achieve that today.
How much do you relish the challenge of being in the Premier League without managing that?
Yeah, well, the one thing is I'm not silly. I know how big the task is. You know, it's going to be a huge task for us. We'll be probably one of the smallest clubs going up into the Premier League, but there's other clubs that do well, that are similar size to us in the Premier League, so there's no reason why we can't do that. I did it with Hamilton last year. I know it's obviously completely different levels, but we managed to go up and do really well at a higher level, when people didn't think we would have. So I'm hoping we can go up and give a good account of ourselves and make sure that we're competitive, and that we do well and make sure we compete.
Your biggest challenge being keeper a sense of perspective and expectation, because you saw what the atmosphere was like here today, and it's just going to build up over the next.
I think my biggest challenge is going to be expectation. You know, I think that's going to be my biggest challenge as an individual, because obviously 2 years back-to-back promotions, did really well with Hamilton before I came down here, and then we managed to get promotion with Norwich. So I think people expecting us to go boom and sort of do really well in the Premier League is extremely difficult. You know, there's a hell of a lot of hard work going on, just to make sure that we can compete at that level, because I think the gulf between the Championship and the Premier League is vast. I think you can see that for the teams that come back down. However, there's teams that manage to go up and do it, so I'm hopeful that with the squad that I've got, and hopefully we can add a few, that we'll manage to go up and give a good account of ourselves and make sure that we aren't one of the teams that are sort of scrapping about and try and do as well as we can.
You were kicking every ball on the sideline there. You've not got any thoughts of putting the boots on again, because you could still register up as a player, can you?
Yeah, well, I was registered as a player, but yeah, there's better players than me here now. You know, I think I'm past that stage. But yeah, when I actually took the Norwich job, one of the hardest things for me was to give up playing. You know, I think anybody that's played at any level, do you know what I mean, loves playing football, and I'm no different. But if I had to give it up for anything, it would have been for this job, and it was probably the best decision I've ever made.
I mean, you keep your emotions in check all the time, but can you just describe how you felt in the final whistle then?
It's strange. I more feel pleased for everybody else. You know, I don't really feel. It's a strange thing to say, and people sort of think about it. But yeah, it's just the thing that drives me is about letting people down. You know, I hate letting people down, and the fact that Norwich showed so much belief in me and gave me the job, being so young. You know, a lot was made of that, and to be fair to them, they showed some courage to do that. So I was just really pleased for everybody else that we managed to achieve that, and don't get me wrong, I'm pleased for myself as well. But yeah, the fact that everybody else is happy and we managed to send a lot of fans home happy today means more to me than anything else.
Particularly you see at the end there, great scenes, and Delia's come on with the rest of the board, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, that makes me as happy as as anything else, you know, and my family as well, making sure they're there and they're enjoying their day. Last thing I'd want to do is we lose. I've got my kids are crying. That wouldn't make me feel good. So yeah, I'm really pleased for everybody connected with Norwich, and I'm just delighted we managed to get there.
You just said what it says about that group of players, because it took a lot of character, particularly the ones who were here last season and have tasted relegation to bounce back at first attempt. Yeah,
and it's difficult. You know, there's not a lot of teams done it, and it takes some bottle, particularly coming to a sort of playoff final. And I think every week, really, in the Championship, we're reminded the pressure's on us, and we had the best squad, and we should be going up, and we should be getting automatic, and to carry that, particularly maybe having a sort of dodgy spell during the season, to then pick it back up and drive it home towards the end, and come to a place like this and make sure that they weren't to be denied going to the Premier League, speaks volumes of them all.
And the second goal, I mean, the quality of that second goal to play on this stage with the pressure around, it says everything about how they were prepared.
Yeah, well, I'm really thorough in my preparation. You know, I watched the last Middlesbrough game numerous times to make sure that I could do everything that I could possibly do was done. So like last night, I was completely relaxed, you know, because I knew that I'd done as much as I could possibly do, and if it wasn't going to be enough, then maybe that's as good as I could do, or then maybe that was as good as we could do as a group. But I believed it would have been enough, and thankfully it was.
You'll give yourself a little bit of time now just to let it sink in, go away and just switch off for a bit? Or do you just crack on with the planning?
Well, the next couple of days will be busy. Obviously, we've got we had 2 plans set in place in terms of recruitment, so we need to sort of really sit down and have a look at that over the next couple of days. But it's been a long 2 hard seasons for me. You know, I've been involved in 2 playoffs, and don't get me wrong, they've been really kind to me. But I just extend your season for another 3 weeks, and I'm looking forward to my break.
You know yourself you're going to get hit because you did it in the build-up, right? You're the only Scottish manager now in the top flight. I mean, you're ready for that. There's going to be a lot of focus on you personally.
Yeah, and I think the fact that I'm so young as well makes it sort of a lot of focus. But if I'm being honest, like I said, I don't read too much into it. You know, I'm just there to do as well as I possibly can. And the one thing is, I'm really determined, and I'll do everything that I possibly can to make us as good as we can be in the Premier League.
Have you ever thrown a water bottle higher in the air than you did when Nathan scored the second one?
No, it's quite an unusual celebration for me, but I think I had it in my hand at the time, and I didn't know what to do, hug somebody, and everybody was so far away, so I just sort of tossed it up there. But yeah, it was just really pleasing. There was a lot of relief, the fact that we'd started so well and capitalised on it at that stage of the game.
When you look at that squad you've got now, how much work does it need to be Premier League ready? What does it need in terms of addition?
It's difficult to say. You know, obviously we'll need to add a few quality signings to the squad, but the one thing I will do is stick with the sort of the hardcore group of the squad and make sure that they get their opportunity going up. I think they've shown enough in previous years when they were in the Premier League. I think they were there for 3 seasons, so it's not as if I've got players who don't know what to do when they get there, and even more importantly that they're capable of staying there as they've shown in previous years.
You haven't given your mum a call, had a chance back?
No, I wanted to give her a call, she's here. So she's here with my kids.
Say,
oh, sorry, yeah, the Mourinho one. Yeah, to be honest, it was a bit tongue-in-cheek. I think every interview I'd done was telling me how cranky I was for Mourinho and having a chat with him, so I thought I'd just let you know that I'll speak to my mum and she'll hopefully help me.
Alex, you talked about Nathan's goal there. Do you expect you'll be having some clubs showing some interest in it this summer?
Yeah, I think all your best players will always get interest. You know, we had people who were interested in some of the players come January. We managed to stave them off because we wanted to achieve our goal. And when we go to the Premier League, we'll obviously have our own goals to set. So nobody will be leaving the football club that we don't want to leave, that we think can help us obviously remain there and do as well as we can.